Hello, welcome to the Maya Toolbelt. This is Michael. So I'm getting ready to release this ballroom scene to you guys, my viewers. I've already given it to my students a couple weeks ago for their school project. So the school project, just in case you wanted to try and follow along for whatever reason, they are to take this scene and apply textures and materials and light and render it. So I've already gone through the work of creating UV shells for all the geometry. Like if I were to select something and go to panels, saved layouts, let's say perspective slash UV editor. We can see the UV editor on the right side. There it is. So here's the UV shell for this piece and for that piece and so on. So everything has UVs applied. They're just not necessarily laid out. So the students are able to take all these UVs that have already been created for all these different pieces and then lay them out however they want to and create their textures and materials, light the scene, and render it. So that's the project. So I thought I would kind of show you how the scene's constructed in case you wanted to use it. So if I open the outliner, you can see the groups I have here. I've kind of organized things a little bit. So first I have two chandeliers. I have this smaller chandelier here. Let me zoom in a little bit. You can see it's got a lot of pieces. Now the intent of this chandelier is that all these little doodads would have some sort of crystal shader or glass shader applied to them. They're not necessarily expected to be all individually textured. So I definitely don't recommend that. But that's what the intent of this is. It'd be a very ornate kind of crystal looking chandelier. Then they have the larger chandelier up here, and that's this group here. These are all in layers also. Have the chandelier 1 layer is the larger one. Chandelier 2 layer is the smaller. Then we have these wall sconces on the walls over here. They're kind of made up of pieces from the smaller chandelier, but they have their own layer as well. I'll hide that for now. And these are the three main pieces for the structure. So if I left click on this piece, any of these pieces, and press up, it selects the entire group. And you'll notice my group's pivot point is way up here. So what I can do with this, and I'm going to hide layer 1 right now, which is the floor and ceiling. I'm going to Control D to duplicate this group. So now I have a second one, like that. I'll undo that movement though. And so my pivot point is over here on this corner. So I can hold down snap to point, the V key, left click and drag, and just snap this straight to this corresponding curved piece on this side, and it can continue the wall. Now because I've duplicated and moved that piece, if I hit Shift D now, it will duplicate and move another piece and then another piece and so on. So I can have the entire length of wall for this ballroom environment. And then for getting the other side, you can select all these, duplicate them, mirror them over here to the other side of the room. Now there's that is that piece, which I'm calling just wall 01. However, this piece, if I click on one and press up to group it or to select the group, this one looks very similar, of course, but it's a little bit different in that it is a corner wall. It has been arranged and built, like with the pedestal here for the column and so on, to be used as a corner piece to be fitted into the corner. And then the last group is the end cap. This whole piece is one big group for the capping off one side of the hallway. And then layer 1 is the floor and ceiling. Now the floor and ceiling I didn't do much with because I didn't know how wide or how skinny or what kind of arrangement my students would use to kind of put the ballroom in. The kind of default way of setting it up would be just one long length of ballroom. But I think I do have one student, for example, doing like a plus sign arrangement where they have corners and the room has been kind of been converted into kind of a haunted house hallway kind of thing. So since I didn't know what kind of arrangement the students were going to do, the floor and ceiling is pretty bare. I just let them have that as their place of creativity. They can do what they want with that and make the floor and ceiling however they want. But yeah, that's pretty much the entire thing. So I'm going to place this environment on my Google Share kind of folder thing. I'm hoping that's going to be a secure place to put it and share it with you guys. Once I figure that out, I'll put a link in the description of this video, and you can find that scene hopefully there. Now, if I do ask that if you do use the scene, to please credit this video, credit the source, credit myself, Michael McKinley, as the main author of the file of at least the modeling and UV work. But you guys can obviously take credit for your own textures and materials and so on. So in any case, I hope you enjoy the file. I will look forward to seeing people's using it to create cool images. I definitely would encourage you guys to send me your renders. I would love to see them. So thanks again. Hope you enjoy it. Bye.